I believe that students who have watched my previous video should know this Sony and Microsoft hybrid controller from Hakiatang. And today we are going to talk about the other two handles of their family. They are Baowaitang Pro 2 and Baowaitang SN30 Pro. One of them is more like an SFC handle with a joystick. The other is still the shape of the PS controller. But the color scheme has changed to the appearance of an old man again. It seems that Hakiatang has studied the handle hybridization technology very thoroughly. Hello everyone. I am the old squad leader. Today, let's take a look at the release of Baowaitang a year ago. The Pro 2 and SN30 Pro released 5 years ago. Take a look at these two quilts. Whether the handle that many people praise is a shockwave or a thing knows. First of all, let's take a look at the platform of Pro 2 knowledge, including NS, PC, Android, iOS platforms. Just like what was said at the beginning, this controller still uses the layout of the PS controller. The color scheme is the GB scheme used. This is still very felt for the Universal Party, because it adopts a structure of parallel arrangement of double joysticks. So when playing some 2D games and other cross buttons, when playing more frequently, it is more comfortable than an asymmetrical controller. Of course, I am saying this sentimentally. In other words, actually play. When playing in 3D, it is not as good as an asymmetrical uncle. And now most of the games are also 3D games. But at this stage, if you want a PC or NS joystick with a controller arranged in parallel, Pro 2 can be said to be the best choice of action keys. Layout. The same arrangement of the Oldran family is adopted. It's the exact opposite of Xbox and PC. There are also two backgrounds on the back to bless this handle. The biggest difference in appearance is in the trigger. The key extends from a small hole. It is not connected to the sharp sword. At this stage, other handles are basically chicken and sharp swords. This design is born from the same hole. It's still very good for the unity in appearance, because the subjective component of the appearance part of the content accounts for a large proportion. So I won't comment here. 10 out of 10. Students can share their appearance on the public screen. Just let everyone see that in the eyes of most people, the design of this exterior is good or bad. In terms of feel, it is in terms of grip. Pro 2 can be said to be very good. The overall feeling is still very comfortable. As for the feel of the buttons, this Pro 2 uses fully conductive rubber, includes sharp keys and triggers. Yes, the trigger is also used for pressure. It should be a conductive glue. As for the advantages and disadvantages of this solution, we will talk about it when we disassemble the machine later. The biggest feeling for players is that the trigger rebound is more fleshy and feels better. The sliding earth converter and Holt's induction scheme is slightly inferior. However, because all the buttons are made of conductive glue, therefore, in terms of the consistency of the feel of the buttons, this handle is still very good. But what left me speechless were these two back buttons. In the previous video, I said, because the two back buttons are right at the focus point of the middle finger. Therefore, when pressing the joystick, it is very easy to touch by mistake. But I never thought about it. Many people in the barrage said that I was embarrassed and had not encountered it at all. I wondered, aren't we using the same one? Later, after my in-depth research, I finally found the problem. The biggest reason is that the players hold the handles in different postures. I operate the trigger and shoulder with my index finger. But there are still some people like this. 6-finger operation, 10-finger operation, shoulder button, middle finger operation trigger. And in this case, it is really difficult to make a mistake, because the focus is on shadowlessness at this time. So the question is, do you operate with 6 fingers or 4 fingers? As for the arrangement of the two joysticks, I personally don't particularly like it. The main problem is that it's a bit close, so the thumb has to be longer than the PS Book. Comfort is not great. As for the functionality, Hakiatang basically comes standard with all third-party controller functions, like trigger adjustment, vibration adjustment, one-click burst, the joystick adjustment, and the red of the one-click combo. They can all be adjusted through the business software of Baowaitang. But among all the features, I personally feel that there are two more important functions. But it is not equipped as an explanation to support NS after all. So NFC and one-click wake-up NS function. I personally feel that it is still more important. But the Pro 2 is not equipped with it. But I am more satisfied. One point is that its battery is designed to be removable, and the same can be used for emergencies with number 5 batteries. The most important thing is, this battery can be perfectly adapted to the Xbox controller. It seems that I was careless. Where is this Sony and Laoran hybrid? This is obviously Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, and it has all 3 flowers. Although the Xbox controller cannot charge the battery, the Pro 2 can. Therefore, it can also be used as a charging kit for emergency situations at critical moments. Let me see the most important ones in the handle. It is also the joystick of the Thiefman's training. Here I am updating the 1.08 beta firmware that is officially being tested internally. Students who want to upgrade can do it through the upgrade assistant on the official website. Compared with the last horizontal video, Boiteng really tuned the joystick better. Lying in the trough. It seems that my videos still have some influence. This time, Boiteng's tuning of the joystick can be said that it is very awesome. Tried the lower stick in the test site. The overall death rate is only about 1.2%. This is the most perverted dead femdom I've ever seen. Even with the Xbox controller, there are also about 7% who die. This wave of training in the 8-dimension hall can be said to be very against the sky. But the only fly in the ointment is, all of these deaths occurred near the center point. There will still be slight jitter. I hope this problem can be improved in the future. After all, for FPS fishing dramas, the center point is still relatively important. But this level of polishing is already very powerful. Next, let's disassemble the machine and take a look at the internal workmanship materials of the Pro 2. In fact, in the last video I already showed it. It's good in terms of usage. The rocker adopts the Alpine one. I think the biggest design advantage is ABXY. The 4 action keys are designed on the same plane. Because there is no confusion, the 4 action key contacts are all on the same plane. There will be no disconnection of individual key card keys like the Xbox controller. And there is no remnant of the Pigman on the motherboard. This wave of attitude points. I give a good review. In addition, it is the conductive glue of the pressure rod that pulls the infrastructure. It has also been tested to be very accurate in terms of linear values. And the life of the scheme is much higher than that of the sliding resistor. And the price is a poor feel. So which do you think is more important, longevity or feel? I believe that many students will have such a question at this time. Didn't it say at the beginning that there is also SN3 Pro? Where? Don't worry. Isn't this coming? This SN30 Pro is actually a portable handle made by Yamateng. Target users on 4 platforms that also support Pro 2 handles. Mainly some players who often go out with their controllers. Therefore, it is very small and weighs only half the weight of the Pro 2. In terms of appearance, it is more like a Pro 2 with the grip removed. If we use the term high emotional intelligence, that is, the shape of the SFC handle is well integrated with the color scheme of the GB handheld. The sense of globality instantly became fuller, because the main thing turned into blood, so don't ask too much for the feel. The grip is very similar to that of the SFC handle. It feels good when playing games that don't require a joystick. But when you need to operate the joystick, the palms of both hands will feel very empty to the touch. It is better to feel comfortable with the grip and stuff your palm with it. And the design that satisfies me the most is this one. The handle retains the intact large rocker cap. Because many manufacturers are making portable handles. But the size of the lumbar hold has shrunk. It makes the already uncomfortable feel even worse. And this SN30 Pro from Hito is much better. As a 2017 handle, at that time it was mainly produced as a portable version of the NS Pro handle. Therefore, the class button adopts the same nonlinear scheme as Lauren. For PC players, it's still a pity. As for the functionality, it retains the gyroscope function of the Pro 2, and the media issue function of platforms other than NS. Other Red Union posts and so on do not support it. Even Elite software doesn't support it. Firmware updates can only be injected through the upgrade on the official website. Because the size is too small, the motor inside also uses a small rotor. The motor vibration is also much worse than that of the big motor. However, in terms of the workmanship materials inside the handle, Boiteng still does not adopt the waist rod. The Alpine motherboard is also very neatly handled. There is no residue of pig sweat agent. But even so, I think the price of $268 is still a bit expensive. After all, in terms of feel and function, it is too bad compared to the Pro 2. In general, the use of this handle is more aimed at some specific groups of people. For example, students who often carry handles out. Or a classmate who plays an old game simulator on PC. If it's just a home game, I personally recommend the big handle. Finally, let's talk about the purchase recommendation Pro 2 as a 4-platform controller. Its performance can be said to be very good. The design of the replaceable battery also adds a lot of points to it. The most important thing is that there is no risk of card key disconnection. But all this is premised on the fact that you can accept its parallel arrangement of twin sticks. An SN30 Pro, I only recommend those who often bring it. Go out or buy it by players who mainly play U2 games. After all, there are too many options at the price of $268. I am the old squad leader, an up master who focuses on game history and hardware evaluation. If you like this video, just follow me 3 times in a row.